Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today is going to be a quick little video and I'm going to do a 4-month update on our cordless Bauer review. I got to tell you, not happy. So stick with us. So the first thing that really kind of caught our eye is the micro depth adjustment. The wheel is set a little bit too far in the housing, which makes it kind of cumbersome to raise and lower the depth adjustment. Also, lowering the depth is no big deal because you have the weight of the housing or the weight of the router and the battery going down. But as soon as you try to raise it up, it binds up and then you have to turn the router off and you have to kind of mess with it a little bit to get it to move smoothly. And the last part about the micro depth adjustment is, and this is a little petty, I get that it's a little bit petty, but it just kind of has a chintzy feel. You know, it just doesn't feel solid when you're adjusting and switching your depths out. The next issue we had is that when the housing doesn't have its lock on, it's super loose around the router. What is happening is that as you move the adjustment, as you move the housing, the base housing, the screw and the knob that are the adjustments, they actually move inside the router, which makes it really hard to get a good precise depth. Another issue we noticed, especially kind of as time went on a little bit, is the fact that as you're carving deeper, you're going 1/4 of an inch, 5/16, 3/8. You know, as you're getting deeper into your carving, it really seems to struggle a little bit. It's got a little bit of chatter to it, and it's working real hard to bring that bit through the wood. Another problem we found with it was the other day Dad and I were changing bits and the shaft lock busted. Now granted, it was pretty easy to put it back together. It's not like it was a big deal, but still, the router's only 4 months old, so that was a little bit irritating. Now the last thing that we found we really didn't like. This is the biggest one for me. My favorite thing about this router when we first got it was the fact that it had 2 really bright LED lights. You didn't even need the fairy lights on there. But within about a month of us using it day in, day out, you know, really putting it through the test, one of the lights went out. Now I know that seems, again, a little bit petty, but here's the biggest issue with it. When one of the lights went out, it creates a really bad shadow on the board. So if the light that you still have is above your carving and you're pulling down, you got a bad shadow. But if the light's in front of you, between you and the bit, and you're going up, you have a bad shadow. So even, it doesn't matter which way you're going, at some point in your project, you're gonna have some bad shadows and it's gonna be pretty hard to follow the line. So that's the main issues we've had with this router, guys. Now, granted, the router itself was only like 90 bucks, I believe. But even still, it would have been nice if these things weren't happening, right? It still works. That's the thing. We still use the router when we need to, but to be 100% honest, it's kind of a last resort. We have our other routers that we really like, and this one is just like, if we got some 90 degree to do, just a little bit. But if I was to do a full project with this router, I'd probably end up shooting it by the time the project was over, to be 100% honest. Now, I do have to add a disclaimer. We did not take this thing back yet to try to see if the warranty would cover the light. The light is the main thing the warranty would cover. I think the other stuff is just part of the router, even though we didn't notice it when we first got it. So we'll keep you guys updated once we try to take this thing back and see if they honor it, see what they do about it. But it's still a decent router if you're limited on funds, you want to try your first cordless router. You know, is it worth the money? I don't know. I think I'd rather save up another 50 bucks and buy something a little bit better. But it also matters on what batteries you have, because the router itself was about 90 bucks, but we already had the Bauer batteries. Now, other Bauer products that we have, the little battery operated skill saw, that thing's fantastic. We've had no issues with this. It's just the router itself leaves a lot to be desired. So I hope you guys found this helpful. If you bought a Bauer router because we gave it a good review, sorry, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. When we got it, we really liked it, but stuff happens in 4 months and, you know, putting it through the test. So, hope this was helpful, you guys. Again, if you have any questions or you want to cuss me out for recommending it 4 months ago, you can email me, ryan@makeawoodsign.com, or if you want to cuss somebody out, it's really Dad's fault. So email him, eric@makeawoodsign.com, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.